Hello, everybody. I'm Alex, and welcome to the B-Side, where we strive to go beyond the hits and inform you of the music that you might be missing out on. And today it's time for a discography guide update. Yes, that's right. That's because we have a new Pentatonix album out. Christmas is here. And if you haven't seen my discography guide for Pentatonix, I highly encourage you to check it out. The link will be in the description. This is the 10th studio release from Pentatonix, and it's also the 4th Christmas album from the group. And I know those who watch the guide will no doubt be aware that I'm not a particular fan of their most recent Christmas release, A Pentatonix Christmas. I felt the band sounded very de-energized, and the choice of songs as well as the songwriting in general were pretty sloppy, to put it lightly. And of course, this doesn't bode well for future holiday-themed releases if you're already struggling to find good material for your current ones. But Pentatonix cope with this in an interesting way on this new album. And what I mean by that is the song selection on this record is considerably more unique than probably any other PTX holiday release, which is good because I think Christmas albums should strive to sound at least somewhat fresh, you know? But it also makes for probably the oddest flow to a Pentatonix album that I've heard yet. You have your standards, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, Here Comes Santa Claus, It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas, songs that are as old as time itself. And the arrangements don't really try to help the matter, they don't do anything particularly invigorating to make things more interesting. But then we have choices that are way more out of left field, very oddball choices, some of which I think are pretty inspired, others less so. They cover the song When You Believe from The Prince of Egypt, and I think that's absolutely a highlight of the record, really beautiful track there. But they immediately follow that up with Waltz of the Flowers from the Nutcracker Suite. Not only is that a song they can't really do that much with, because the original arrangement by Tchaikovsky doesn't give a whole lot of room for leeway, it's pretty stripped back. But they're also clearly trying to throw back to that Grammy-winning cover of Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. Even though the lead single from this album, Making Christmas from the Nightmare Before Christmas, has an arrangement that is clearly derived from Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy, and it's a much better song on top of that. Pentatonix also do a cover of the Neighborhood song Sweater Weather, which is probably one of the more head-scratching decisions they've ever made as far as covers go. A lot of people don't like it, but I actually kind of do, because the sequencing would have been really bizarre anyways, so it's not like this song is ruining anything by being included. I mean, think about it. The album starts out pretty normally enough for the first 4 songs or so, but then we have the Green Sleeves interlude, which is nice and all, but it feels like it was placed way too early in the album. It should have been quite a bit later in the track listing. And then after that, the sequencing and song selection kind of just go to hell in a handbasket, to be honest, and we are in for a wild ride. It's a mess, but at the same time, I kind of enjoy the unpredictability of their sequencing here. I haven't talked about the performances or the production much because there's very little to talk about. It is pretty standard, sanitized Pentatonix fare, and honestly, this is the type of sound you're likely going to get from Pentatonix for a long time to come. They really seem to have found a solid niche in this family-friendly music scene, and I kind of anticipate this will be where they stay. And you know what? Kudos to them for being able to stick around as they have. I mean, more adventurous arrangements would be nice, but we can't have everything we want in life, can we? But yeah, this record's a quirky one, but I would say I preferred it significantly to the previous Pentatonix Christmas record, and at this point in time, I'm very curious to see what songs they end up pulling out of their asses for the next holiday album. All right, that just about wraps it up, folks. Check out the Pentatonix guide if you haven't. The link is in the description. And with that, I'll catch you later. Have a good one.